Greetings, beautiful humans. It's Reverend Kyle Applegate, and I wanted to jump on and do a part two to the last video that I made because I'm trying to keep these videos short, but also it was a pretty big topic of gender privilege, and some of these things I've sat on for a long time. These thoughts because I was evolving over time and trying to figure out what I thought about these topics. I would hear so many different opinions from different people, and I just really had to sit with that before I was ready to give my opinion. And I remember when I think the biggest changes that people go through in their life, obviously, from birth to 3 or 5, you're going through huge changes. Your brain is developing and growing. But I think you also make the biggest changes of your life between 15 and 20 and 20 and 25. And I say that because as I went through those years of my life, every year and a half would go by or 2 years and I'd be like, boy, was I stupid back then. Like I thought that I knew everything. And then it's like another year or two would go by and I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I didn't know everything. And so I really do believe the science that says that your brain is still growing and developing till you're 23, 24. So with that said, back in the day, I used to have a button that I came upon that said, biology is not destiny. And the more that I think about it, it's like, I know that you can't escape your biology. And I was born female and I lived my life that way for 39 years. And I just tried and tried and tried and tried to fit in, and I just didn't fit in. And for me, I really, transitioning was the right decision for me. And so there's things that you can change about your life, and there's things that you can't. Some things are fixed. And when I say you can't escape your biology, some of the other categories of things that I feel that you can't escape is you can't escape your mind, you can't escape your past, you can't escape your traumas, and also the effects of aging. But these first three, your mind, your past, and your trauma, believe me, I've tried. I've tried meditation. I've become a master at pushing stuff under the rug until the rug is really, really high. And it's really a survival mechanism for me to be able to function in the world and have a job and stuff like that. So for me, at 60 years old, I'm still uncovering that stuff. I'm still looking at it. I'm still working on it and exploring it in therapy. And I think that that's something that I really wanted to get the message out about, that there's things that are changeable and things that you can change and work on and improve. And when it comes to your mind, our minds are really complicated and misunderstood. And there's, of course, you can, redirect, and, there's lots of techniques and different things. But to really, I just wish that more people would just sit with their stuff instead of having to like go all over, jump on internet, do all these things when they haven't done that core work on themselves. And especially when it comes to making such a big decision about changing your gender. Or changing how you are perceived in the world, body modifications that are permanent, right? And one example of this, like that is coming up for me, obviously, are the effects of aging and your genetics. I mean, genetics is something, again, that you can't change. Your family history of like heart disease, diabetes, things like that. And hormones just make that more complicated. So you really have to stay on top of your stuff. And I was watching a video recently of the human Ken doll. His name is Justin. and he was on Justin Jillica, and I'm not sending him any hate. He's gorgeous sculpture of a man that he's, we're all self-created people, right? Self-created beings, and he created this sculptural version of himself. And he was on the show Botched a couple of years ago, and the doctors sat there, and Justin will go on and on about all the, like, he's proud of all the things and that he's gone through, all these surgeries, and I mean, he'll go on and on telling you about all these things, how much it costs or whatever. Next, I want to get this and this and this. And one of the doctors asked him, well, I'm just concerned about your health. Like, do you work out? Are you like doing cardio and stuff like that? And it totally stopped Justin in his tracks, because he was like, oh, like, he was spending so much time, effort, and energy on sculpting this perfect male form on his body. But what was he doing for the insides? And I'm sure he gets all these great things done for himself. But what I'm saying is that the ways of not being able to escape your biology is heart disease totally runs in my family. The idea of like working out and improving your cardio, just working out really improves your brain too. It gets the blood going in your brain, so it's good for your memory and and positive thoughts and stuff like that. It's your hormone levels are improved and everything. So I'm not a workout guru, crazy person. I just know for my health and the time in my life, heart disease totally runs in my family. So to counteract that, I really needed to start working out. And movement of any type. Bodies are meant to move. They're not meant to be sedentary. And you could do all these surgeries and things to modify your body in ways that are more pleasing to you or make you feel more comfortable. But I, I would, I'm encouraging people to work on the insides as well. I think it's so important. And with these things about aging and stuff, hormones just make them more complicated. If you're on the fence about going that route, or if you started, I mean, there's blood clots and cancers and things that hormones have a direct effect on. So really, it's so important to like get checkups and know your family history, the risks and things. I mean, I had chest surgery, and I didn't know if I've never gotten tested to see if I had like a breast cancer gene in my family. I know some of my relatives have dealt with that. And so it's something that I'm curious about, even though I've had the majority of breast tissue removed. It's like there's still some there. And it's like when I deal with different aches and pains, I'm like, oh, could it be this? Could it be that? Not to be a hypochondriac, but it's like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I could get some of these things, because I'm complicating my system with hormones and cross-sex hormones. I'm taking both estrogen tablets and testosterone at times for different conditions. And so I just wanted people to like really look at their bodies as a whole, not just as especially trans people who just hyper scrutinize their bodies all the time. And even if you're estranged from your family and not talking to them, maybe there's a cousin, maybe there's an aunt or somebody, and that you can get this information from. And especially it's important to do it before they pass away, right? Because then all that stuff is going to be gone. And so yeah, getting checkups, knowing your risk. And the other big piece that I want to talk about is intergenerational trauma. So when we're talking about traumas, like, I want everyone to be at peace and not take their stuff out on other people, right? And I've been reading this amazing book, Break the Cycle, on Oh my gosh, it's really easy reading, but deep reading. I mean, when I say easy reading, it's the language and stuff is easy reading, but the work is difficult, is complicated. And my friend even said that I don't think this book should be read without some kind of guidance, either a book group or a spiritual group or a therapist or something like that, to get support around when you're starting to delve into these deep issues. But again, these things don't go away just because you work out and get big muscles or because you decide to transition. Like, you're still going to have some of these underlying things that you can choose not to deal with. But here I am 60 years later, and I've gone to therapy on and off for years, and I'm still dealing with new things. I'm feeling safe enough to start to uncover new things, and so but that's something that that I think is worth looking into before deciding to make major decisions about changing things in your life. So that's what I wanted to jump on and talk about today, and I'd love to hear your comments. And at the bottom line is, be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and be safe. Thanks. Have a great day.